Alrighty. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And yes, Janos, I agree. I'm not agree. Any comments on the Israeli-Iran dip following the recovery? Yeah, I was talking to Robin about that. Yesterday the markets knew it was going to happen. They had Israel warned the administration during the trading day that they were going to hit Iran. So that's why our markets were sloppy the way they are. I'd imagine we'll take out the 90 again. You'll see it get up to, maybe it might even get the 5112. Is it the 5112 where it keeps on challenging that dotted line that we have up there? I think it might be, or is that 5212? Either way, I think we'll get up above 51. I think there's at least 47 to 60 points on the upside, mainly because of the swing. We dropped. Let's put it up on the screen here for a second. We'll answer your question. All right. So there is. Let's see. Let's use this one. I guess maybe that'll show it. Okay. Yeah. So there we got down to 49.60. All right. So it's like a 90-point swing from the close. So we'll look for a 90-point swing on the upside. So in other words, it could get up into the 30s, 51.30, 51.20. Something like that. I would say that they want what I've read and what I understand and what I've heard. Basically, the idea was to show they could strike. They didn't put anything in Iranian airspace. They fired from outside of Iran airspace and bombed things in a circle around everything. So in other words, they just said, look at this. If we can bomb a circle around your nuclear plant or around they have an air base there with their number one fighter planes, the F-14 Tomcat from the Shaw's era. There's two wings of them. I believe they bombed around it. They didn't hit them, but they couldn't be stopped, and they were manless. They were drone weapons that did it. I think that everybody's happy. Iran came out this morning and said that yesterday morning they said they were going, if Israel attacks, they will respond. This morning they've put out a second announcement saying they are not going to attack and they are looking into options. I think that's basically says, okay, we're done. And so, and at the same time, the Israelis did hit a building in Iraq with the IRCG, the Iranian Revolutionary Corporate Guard, or Guard Corporation, or whatever they call it. The ones, the Greens that keep the Ayatollah in power. They destroyed a building with a bunch of leadership in there in a major meeting. So that was probably what they were waiting for timing-wise. They wanted to be able to hit somewhere where they could take out more leadership, but not in Iran. And so at the same time, they bombed one, hit the other. And I would say that we got a good chance. You can see here, they went down to there. So I do the flip side. Let's see if what we do is we do a flip side of it. So if they got down to here, let's do it this way. I don't want the line running all over the place. So if they got down to here in the panic mode of it, then chances are, and this is where the settlement was. Let me just double check. But I believe the settlement was, where was the settlement? Settlement was at 49. So 60 to 49. So that's 89, 90. So figure that from here. Let's see, if we shrink this, what we're going to do is, let's see, how do we do this? I'll show you how I would look at this. Let's see. Let's make a copy of this. It's much more fun. I don't want to disturb the one I watch. Copy. And then that, and then go like that, and go like that. Okay, so now, all right, so we can do it two ways. We can get rid of that, go like that, bring this, I'm not sure what that's all about. Let's do this. Let's bring this down like so. give it a spin like so. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the Fibonacci sequence like so. So from here to there. And then what we want to do is, does that make sense? Yes, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to consolidate this like that. Whoop, that's not too, it's too much. And so then what we're going to do is, let's just do the opposite side of it. So we go, let's see, just one, let's move it down 1, 2. No, down, 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 down. One more. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do another Fibonacci above it. Like so. From there to the same distance of 49, 90, it's 40 basically. So right up to basically there. Let's bring it down one more. And what is that at? Is that at 40? Is that 40 there? So that's basically it right there. So what we're doing is we're going to watch it get to the, is that 69? Yeah. So we'll watch it get up into the 69. If it starts supporting the 69, I assume automatically that it's going to go to the 82. And then I think they'll take the 50 percentile is that 90 I was talking about right there, 93 to be exact. And then I think that they build a support in there. It'll take out there. And I think that could be today's action to some extent. If not today, it will be Monday's action. But I think that's how the markets are going to play. And then we go over to, watch this. We're going to put this up on the screen. Where is it at? Where is it at? I will show you what I'm mumbling about right now. Let's go to Dukascopy. And trading and Dukascopy. There we go. And we look at what was yesterday's, what was it, 20 hours ago, different application, Fibonacci, high, lows, adjust. Let's look at our title. Where was our title? Wasn't our title markets looking for a bottom or something like that? Where is it at? Oh, there it is. Okay. Here it is right there.
This is the reason why I've canceled my doorbell camera
4 seconds after the commercial.
This brand new.
No. Okay, that didn't work. All right, let's just go like this. And we'll just move it over to it like so. Right there. And as you can see, yesterday's title was markets are looking for a bottom. They got the bottom. And now we'll watch them lift and see how well they do. So that was yesterday's title, right? At 22 hours ago. So precise. I love doing work on Dukascopy. You guys allow me to document and immortalize my opinions and ideas and strategies and thoughts. And this is so good. You know, markets, there's my yesterday's webinar. Markets are looking for a bottom. And there they gave us the bottom last night. And you could tell it was trading heavy all day long. You knew that they wanted to take them down. And, you know, the insider traders of the government took advantage of it. They gave their friends all that information. And that's why the market traded heavy yesterday and kept on breaking down. When it tried to get into the 90s, it kept on stalling. So that's pretty much where we are. Let's see what the dollar index looks like today. Did that answer the whole thing? Oh, did you see that stock I put up there too for you? The ET? It's a pipeline type company. So they're always generating some income, you know, no matter what price the energy is. And so chances are they're going to have lots of business, and they should have no problems, gaining with that business. And so that's the magic of it all. All right, so now let's go over to the dollar index and see what the dollar index is doing. And you see it right there. And you see where, bouncing around. It slid into a sell yesterday. It 2 days ago. Now it's in the sale again yesterday, and today it's under the price of yesterday's settlement. Because they were panicking a little bit, knowing that the Israelis were going to hit Iran, and so it's just if our government knew it, then Iran knew it. It's obvious. Mr. Biden has people in the administration that are working for Iran. One of them, I think, has been locked up. Another one has been fired. He has Iranians working, not like I'm talking about IRGC types working in our government. So I know that sounds really funny. It sounds outlandish, but it's also true at the same time. So that's the magic of it all, I guess you could say. All right, where are we at this point then? We are now, brown cow. We are looking at the dollar index, and it's kind of passive, I guess you could say. We know that there's going to be noise, there's going to be active, action, so forth and so on. But we know that basically it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. Definitely not bad. All right, we'll be watching that screen. I'm going to save that, and let's widen that out so you can see the action in it. And I'd imagine somewhere along the action, it will find a way to, it's supporting the line there now, and I'd imagine they'll find ways to shake it up a little bit. May go after this low. I kind of don't really have a strong opinion about it. They might come down and test this area here, and then the next thing you know is you'll find themselves at the blue line. And then they'll play that, or it'll just jump right to the yellow line. There's plenty of buyers out there. There's tons of money people are being paid to buy. Not counting the Federal Reserve likes the idea that it goes up. Let's go take a look at the dollar index on the big platform and the beta platform. So you see it on the beta platform right there. Now let's take a look at it on the big platform. Right, sir. So like so. So like so. So like so. There we are. You can see that's the dollar index. It slid into the sell here. Oh, where's the yellow? Let's take this red line. Went into the sell right there, and it's been, it's probably going to go find its way back down to there. Maybe now, now that everybody feels relatively comfortable that we're not going to see any real interest rate cut for the next few months. I'm sure the administration is not happy about that, but that's the way it goes. Reality is reality. It has to happen once in a while. Reality has to actually work. But at the same time, let's go over and look at the euro and see what the euro is doing. And there's the euro. And you can see it's third day in a buy. It's trying to lift up. We got the weekly just turning. That's all. It needs more work. Could be next week's business. I want to say that. That's the way I feel about it. It could be next week's business. It's going to be, look, we're not going to see cuts, but people are going to start to get comfortable with the idea that we're not going to see cuts. And then maybe we'll see cuts going into, it depends on how the election goes. Obviously we think Mr. Trump is going to win with no problem. So that means that they'll be able to cut the interest rates because the policies will change, and we won't have all these insanity type, oxymoron type concepts going on that's been hurting the economy. So, that's all it comes down to. It's just different policies. The policies of this administration are just not that conducive to growth. And they do the opposite. They generate like a stagflation type thing going on. It doesn't really matter if unemployment's at 4%. I've always said when Trump was in, the way they have the labor numbers rigged, there was a good chance that Trump was going to drive those unemployment numbers down to almost zero. So in other words, at 4%, Larry Summers had said that he's been using the old statistics and things are nowhere near as pretty as the administration says it is. So in other words, he's using inputs like energy and fuel and so forth. All that. He's basically looking at it and saying, guess what? Our inflation is much higher, and that's what's got them all freaked out, is that it keeps on going up. And then I guess it's the PCI will be out next week, and that will probably be relatively flat. I don't think it'll be that dramatic, but people will pay attention to it. And then that could be the energy to make the stock market go up, is that it'll probably be unchanged, and they'll get all this euphoric attitude, and then CPI will come out the following in May, and it'll look just as bad as it looks this month. It's not, I don't, who knows, a 1/10 one way or the other. It's not going to be pretty. Let's put it that way. It's going to still be high, and so they can start to say, oh, look at that, we're starting to see inflation dip again. But when people walk into stores and and so forth, try to buy things or get mortgages, it's the other way around. Things are looking horrible, and people know that. And it doesn't matter how much the administration says it, no one believes it anymore. Or at least his base believes it. Yeah, his base believes it. So fine, whatever. You always have to have some opposition. That's what democracy and free speech is all about. Unfortunately, the opposition doesn't believe in those things. All right, from there, let's take a look at the cable. Let's see how the cable is looking here this morning. There's the cable. It, too, is trying to lift up. You can see that. We're in a daily buy, but it's not really going anywhere. Again, it seems like everything is going to be next week's business. And I'm sure it'll be a firm market. I would think it would be a firm market, especially it being a weekend. It's a little tough to be firm all the way, but I'm sure it'll be a firm market over the next few days. I think they've seen the bottom. So, what we got there? Let's see. Okay, there we are. All right, so there's the cable, and the weekly's down, and not that bad. I mean, these markets have been relatively calm, for knowing that there was going to be 7 cuts, and now it looks like we're going to have almost 0 cuts, or at best 1, and that's going to be a real challenge to do that. It's making it hard. The inflation fighters have been doing a fine job. It's still gaining against the dollar for the last 3 days, the Swiss franc. In a weekly buy, obviously, for a while now, for 4 months, is it? January, went into a weekly buy in January in the 85.70 area. You're looking at all of February, all of March, now close to May. So it's just 4 months of positive action on the upside. And the product has gone up into the 91 area, which is not that bad. I mean, we saw last year where it went all the way up to 101. So they've done a good job of keeping control of this stuff. All right. From there, we'll take a look at. Let's see. Let's go over and look at the yen. Yen is hanging out. Look at it. It's flirting. It's a minus 0.06. And it's a green and a red. Let's widen this out. There you go, right there. Just on the edge. It's trying to get into the sell. We've been in that buy since down in here. I would think there'd be some relaxation. I guess you could see the sell-off from the bombing of Iran. And then it came right back. So we'll see how they... Again, the market is trying to find a way to go up. And since there's so much... there's so many players in the market that need to buy. They're underinvested. I'm sure they were buying with both fists yesterday. Or last night. I'm sure that was a wonderful opportunity. All right, where are we now and what are we thinking about? Let's go to the Turkish lira. Let's see what they're thinking about the Turkish lira. It kind of went into that daily buy 2 days ago. Let's see how it's looking this morning. There's the great experiment. Whoa! I love it. Look at it. It has a high of over 36. It has a low of a little under 34, and it's up a little bit for the day. And the weekly is now going through the manifold, right? Can you see that? Let's see if I do this. See, the weekly is going through the manifold right there. It's turning back up. It's 30 some odd weeks, like 33. This will be 33 weeks, I think, in a buy. So that's a lot of pain. We've seen this product. We've been following it for a while. We've been seeing this product do this stuff. U.S. futures appear to have recovered from its dip. Oh yeah, they're fine now. Now they'll hesitate in here and there. The cash market opens up in 40 minutes, so there'll be some good trading action on the upside, I imagine. And if they sell it down one more time, I think they will be grabbing it with like every hand that they can. They'll open up the bank accounts and get it rolling. Slam. Yeah, it was a great slam. A damn. A dip. Dippy, 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 dippy. So, all right. So, let's see now. From there, we go to the South African Rand. That should be interesting looking. Oh, they got over the triangle side and backed off. Woo. Ball two. One ball, two strikes. Look at that. And you can see here, the daily is having a little issue there, isn't it? When it's going down, usually that pushes gold up. I mean, think about how bad this was. It went from 1850 basically to 1928, right? And at the same time, gold, right there's gold. Gold, they did get gold, didn't take out the high of there in gold, but they did pop it up. Where did it get to? It got up to 2,433.30. Yesterday's high was 2,433.30. So they hit yesterday's high and dropped. And then obviously 5 days ago, or was that 6 days ago, they went to 2,448.8. So and now they're back underneath the 2,400 area. We are in the buy still, flirting with the edge. It's more. We went into a sell. It's more of a upwardly sloped than a downwardly sloped. That's the only thing. The close there, and that helped out a little bit there. And then at the same time, now we're into the buy from here. This is the third day. It's been drifting up. It's in a weekly buy. It's awful hard to do anything but want to be long this stuff until we get into that weekly sell again. From the South African Rand again, we go over to... Where do we go over to? Oh, I see a picture of... I got to mention this just because it was one of the weirder things. President Biden got on a tangent yesterday about cannibalism. That's because they released a fellow who killed Lincoln Riley, the young girl, the medical student down in Georgia. They released him out of prison. What a strange thing his administration does. The guy's been only in there for a couple of weeks, and or like 4 weeks, and they released him. He's out on the street again, and supposedly he's been involved in cannibalism in Haiti or something like that. So Biden gets in this conversation about an uncle, and then he says he believes that he got eaten by cannibals. The military records claim the opposite, but that's Joe. What a funny guy. He's a strange bug, this president of ours. He went on this tangent about cannibalism for a while. Ugh, my God. So anyway, I just saw his picture and I just remembered. I had to say that. Cannibalism, yes. Joe's uncle was eaten by cannibals as far as he's concerned in New Guinea. The U.S. military says not. It says that he died in the plane crash, and there was witnesses to the whole thing. So unless cannibals go out fishing for dead bodies, Maybe that's what he was talking about. Maybe he knows cannibals like to go fishing for dead bodies. I don't know. Talk about our commander in chief. Oh yeah, God. Ay ay ay. All right. So from there we go to the silver, and you see the silver did the same thing. It launched itself, went up to yesterday's high, and today it's still in the sell, and it's been in the sell since back in here, and it's been more of an upwardly drift from it. It just bounces off the area where it went into the sell. Been in that weekly buy a long time, and hence, since it's in a weekly buy, we all know, traders who watch this show every day, you don't take the short. Why? Because it's in a weekly buy. Yes, indeed. You can be neutral. That's a good one. And then let's take a look at the China gold, and there it is right there. Copper. And you can see it's in a buy for the last 3 days from this point, and it's in a weekly buy since all the way back in the beginning of February, back in the 375 area. So it's moved up to almost the 450 area. So that's pretty good. That's 80 cents. Good move. And close to a 22% gain. Not bad. Not bad at all. Netflix, yeah, I saw that. They pulled the same stuff as they pulled last time when they came out with information. Netflix, here, let's put Netflix up on the old screener. Let's see if we have it on beta too. Do I have Netflix on beta? I want to put it on a beta too at the same time. Let's go. Let's go beta. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go beta. Let's see. Tickers and to Doc's platform. Let's see. Let me see. Is that it right there? I think that's it right there. Netflix. I know it's under the weekly sell. I do remember looking at that. Just save. Or I think I have, and it's in a daily sell. FX is it? FXLX. That's right. Let me just double check that. FX and NF. I'm sorry. NF. LX. Save. All right, now let's go and see what it looks like on the beta. Down to the bottom we go, and there she stops. And there's the beta right there, and that's Netflix. It's been in a sell for it looks like it's tried to get into a buy, but it was green and a red yesterday. So we're in a sell now for 4 days, and we've been in a weekly sell for 2 weeks now. And then you can see it's not the worst damage. Now, what they told everybody in the news last night after the earnings were fine. Everything was okay. But the problem is that they're not going to report as much information as they were hoping to. Not hoping. They're choosing to give less information out to analysts. And because of that, the analysts are basically saying, yeah, that's great, but we want more of the information. They did that last year on them too. And when they did it last year, the stock went down even with good earnings. So, I mean, it's up, I think it's up like 26% for the last 12 months. So it's, it's in a good shape, Now let's go open it up on the big platform and see where it's at there. It was a red and green last night, and I think the daily was just on the edge of going into the buy, but it was a red-green at the time, so we did not. It was still in the, and it also the weekly was in a sell, or it's going into the sell. So it's basically said to me, down, 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 and it did give me down, 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 down. Okay, so what am I looking for here? There it is, right there. There we are. There it comes. Let's move it over to there. Oh. Yeah, see, I was looking at it there. Okay, yeah, so it's in a sell for 4 days. Where'd the red green go? And it's pushed down into here. So, it wasn't a buy for a long while, too. It was in a buy all the way out to right there. Went into the buy in the $400 area right there. Went into the buy there. I don't know where the dots got to. And it's going into the sell now. So, I mean, you Fibonacci that, like that. You would go like that. You go like to there, and you figure it at 38.20. The 0.382, or what is that? That is $551. They're probably looking at that as a place to buy, and you'll see that support there. There's a gap right there. I don't think, I guess they may consider this a gap down today, depending on how you're looking at it. Remember, mine's looking at a 24-hour trading, but it could be, this could be the gap down that will close that gap for the gap traders out there. Gap traders. Let's see. So there is the Netflix, and really the only thing pushing it down is they're upset with how they're going to report information. That's what the analysts and the investors are a little concerned about. They hate it when they keep on removing more information. And Netflix says something like they're going to not report. I don't know. I guess they were reporting stuff on a monthly basis or a weekly basis to the analysts. And so, because they're not, all of a sudden, they're running a little bit away from it. In other words, the analysts are a little unhappy, so they'll let the stock fall off a little bit. It'll get legs and get back going. It's not exactly going to run away and die or something like that. So that is the Netflix. Now, what's really cool is that the beta had it in a weekly sell for 2 weeks. And here the big platform has it in one. So that's why I like to look at both of them all the time. I learn them from that. And you can see the daily, same this is the 5th day in a sell. And same thing here on the beta. It's the 5th day in a sell. Remember, it's not updating. It's only showing you the 18th on the weekly. Daily, I'm sorry. It's not showing you today's. It's showing you yesterday's only. And here it's showing you the 17th on the weekly. So by the end of the today, it'll show you what the 18th was, and then Saturday it'll show you the 19th. We are going to get that resolved. I was working on it for 4 hours yesterday. Going to go back working on it this morning, and I'm hoping by the end of next week we will have it definitely working. I just have to write a module in Python to straighten it out now. So at least we know what the issue is. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Nice, Robin. Very nice. Let's see. Where else are we at this point? All right. So that's that. Let's go take a look at that's the metal. Oh, we didn't look at the platinum. Let's see what the platinum is up to this morning. That'll be the last of the metals that we look at. Let's see. There's platinum, and platinum is now flirting with the weekly sell too at the same time. Didn't mean to do that. Usually platinum leads the market. Does that mean we may be seeing a top in the gold? I don't know. We'll be starting to watch. We saw this go on, and it didn't have that much of an effect on gold. It did silver, but not gold. We'll keep an eye on that. It was lagging. It's been lagging now for months. Matter of fact, for the whole year, it's been a lagging thing. There's, platinum, and then let's look at gold in the same vernacular, as they would say. Gold was just it went down sideways. We'll go in a buy, go back in a sell. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's just move that over to there somewhere. And so it went into the sell and then went back into a buy. And, it was very dead until March. So we'll see. Platinum did lead it last time. You can see it was very hard for it to lead it this way. I guess that was the bombing of Israel by Iran. there's a lot of nervousness. Now, silver, let's see what the silver looks like in the same vernacular also. Basically, there's the January. And, it was down basically in sideways, just like the way platinum was. Do I sound like Snipe? And platinum. Yeah, same situation. So if we, and then it got going in March. We went into the daily buy. It was riding up. It jumped this thing, in many ways, I think I honestly should follow the fast algorithm on this because of the beta of it. It's so distorted. I've thought about that a few times. That's why we have the fast algorithm. Right there, it went into the buy there. I remember talking about that. Then it went into the sell here again, and then back into the buy again at the same time with both the green and the. Is that right there? Yeah, that's the zero line right there. So the green actually pushed into the buy on this one faster, but it was in a daily buy from there all the way up. Now we've been in the sell, and we'll see. It has not been able to hold up. That's the thing. So from there, let's see what else we got going on. I see that. All right. From there, we go over to the energy sector. And I guess that really shook the house last night. Look at that big spike all the way up above 85, almost to 86. And by this morning, it's down again. And look at that. It's been in the daily sell now for 9 days. And we're going to go into the weekly sell. That is, what is that? That is, wait, something's wrong there. Where is that? Where is it? Did I put it in the wrong spot? I put it in the wrong spot. There it is. Okay, so this is the June contract. We're watching the June contract now. Same situation, trying to get into the sell right there. And we'll see how they play this out, but I believe that this could be the calming of the storm. Who knows, maybe we'll go into summer doldrums. How we always say, sell in May and go away. That might be the story of this whole thing. So from there, let's take a look at Mr. and Mrs. Beta and all the little betas. There you go. And let's go to the beta again. And you can see all those days in a sell. You can see it's in the weekly sell doing the same thing, pressing down. And then we go to Brent right there. And Brent is doing the same thing. It's going into a sell for a bunch of days. I think it's now 9 out of 10 days. And it's trying to get into the weekly sell as we speak. So this is going to be, if the oil complex goes back into the weekly sell, that could be very positive for the markets. They don't need interest rate cuts if they get oil cuts, in a sense. Notice if the oil parks itself down in the low 80s or the mid 70s again, that would be very positive for the investors. It's one, in general, just in general, it would make life a lot better for a lot of people. There we go. Gotta just answer this thing. No one. Wands. So, let's see. What else can we say about that? From the crude and the crude and the North Sea, let's take a look at nat gas. I just got done answering somebody. And you can see there, nat gas is lifting up. That insinuates no one wants to really, the natural gas is a byproduct, of how do you of the drilling, that type of thing. And so it kind of, that's why we're seeing strength in the natural gas, is because there's a lot of inventory out there, and then now it's, if they're going to drill less in some aspects, then what will happen is that there'll be less natural gas and it'll go up in price. Yep, exactly. So from there, and so, let's see. What else can we go? Oh, let's go check. We were stunned yesterday. We were totally stunned when we went and saw the Spanish energy company. It was up to $24. Let's see what they're doing today. Okay, wow, they took it up to, look at this whole move right here. Right there. And you can see it right there. It went into the buy on the 11th. Back in here, and it just marched its way all the way across, up and away, and then basically, it's in a weekly buy for a second week, and so that was cool. So it read the direction, and now it's topping out a little bit. That was, I guess they were nervous about Iran and Israel, and so I guess that they knew too that it was going to get bombed. That's why we saw it yesterday jumping up through the 23. So a lot of insider trading going on with the information that Israel gave to the U.S. government. The U.S. government let everybody know hours out there then not to worry. I guess it was like insider trading day again, as usual. Company. Yep, exactly. So from there, where do we head from there? Let's see now. We got the energies done. I guess we go take a look around the world. Anybody have any questions? If they have any questions, we can... let's see, where's that? Let's go like that. If anybody has any questions, we can go look at some of the things that are there. It is Friday. I guess the joke of the day of Friday was Biden and cannibals. AMZ. Okay, here we go. I just saw that. ARM, AMZ today outlook. Let's take a look at it. Tesla today outlook. Okay, we can do that. Let's see. Let me see. Let's close some of this stuff here. Close that. AMD on a 6 month. Sure. Get a flavor of it. See what they're trying to do to the poor thing. And then, let's see. Go like that. Close that one. And then they're just bouncing around in here. We'll see how well they turn this market up. Let's see now. Let's go and look at what error's right. I think we go open one more up. That'll help us out. Let's go like that. There we are, like that. We will open that up. There we are. There we go. There we go. What was that first one? The first one was arm. Let's find the arm. I guess we pulled that out yesterday for BMY. So let's put arm where BMY is. There we go. Arm one more time. Okay, there it is. So arm. All right. So let's grab this green. Went into the buy there, and then pushed right back into the sell right there. Then went into the buy. Steal that buy. Let's take this one, just turn it into a buy. Buy. Okay. And it went back into the buy right there. And then it pushed into the sell. I guess it went into the buy again, like right there. And now we've been in the sell for, what was that right there? We've been in the sell for 5 days now, from the 120-ish area down to the 100 area. And it's been in a weekly sell since up in here. So it's been pushing into the sell side. There is the arm. And so, let's see. Let's see. Where do we go from there? Is it Amazon? I think we go to Amazon, right? Let's find Amazon. Let's see. I think right there is a good one. Is that it? Or maybe this one. Let's take a look at Amazon here. Right there. There it is right there. Okay. There's Amazon. Amazon's been in a sell since up in here. You see it's flirting with the weekly sell on the edge. It's, look at it. It's at 0.0000. I mean, it's just right, just right on the edge on the weekly. Yeah. So it's not showing any real hunger to go up. Let's put it that way. There we are. And let's see. Let's see. And then okie dokies. Okay, so let's see what else. Right there. Who's the next one? Let's go look at the next one. Next one was, and you wanted to know, what did you want to know? Today's outlook. Well, down. It may firm up in here too. They may do a little bouncing since they're bouncing off the weekly line. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like that. Now Tesla. Let's find Tesla. Tesla. I like the Tesla on this one better. So let's go to Tesla there. There's the Tesla. Tesla's been in a sell for 5 also days from the 160-ish area. Now we're in the 147 area. And it's been in a weekly sell since the 180 area. So every sell has been an opportunity. That was a good one right there. That was a good one too. And this is a good one. So that is the Tesla. Now from an AMD longer term. Well, I guess he's got earnings coming out, right? They did vote to move to Texas. I'd imagine, longer term, it's, as long as the weekly is in a weekly sell, it's going to keep on going down. And when it goes back into a weekly buy, then it'll turn back up again. Would I buy it as a long-term investment? I think I'd play that TSLA. Let me show you this. This is an option fund on Tesla right there. And it's $13 a share. And I'm not sure what that gap is all about. But I don't know if they split or doubled the stock again. So, did something of that nature. I don't know if they, whatever they did, they did. But I think if you want to buy Tesla as a long-term investment, I would buy it there on the TSLY. That would be the better one, I would think. Okay. Let's see. There we go. So, what was that next one? Oh, AMD. Let's see what AMD looks like. There's ARM. There's AMD. And there's AMD. It went into the sell up in here, right there. And it's been in a weekly sell since back in here in the 170s area, 160s area. Went into sell. That was 180 that day. They pushed it down to 166. And now we're at 153. It was sideways for a little bit, went into a buy, went nowhere, but it was in a sell, so you couldn't take the long. Now we're in the short, and it's finally capitulated from the 162 down to the 153. And let's see what you say about that. 6-month outlook. Well, right now, again, I base everything off of a weekly signal. So, in other words, when I long-term invest, it's like as long as it stays it's like the Turkish lira. 33 weeks in a weekly buy. That's a long term. Will it be 34? Probably, as long as it stays in a weekly buy. When it goes into a weekly sell, then I think it's rolling over. And see, I live in a real world where, not a real world, but I live in a world where you can sell calls against your stock and still own it, and then collect a dividend, and then then you can always cover the call when it goes back into a weekly buy and you ride it up. See, I don't know. I would say if you want to say, like, let's see, what is this? What stock is this? AMD. I would say that you can buy AMD for the next 5-10 years, and more than likely you'll make money. That would be the odds. I would say that's what all analysts say. So that's my long-term opinion. 6 months, you might as well use the weekly signal. There's not much of a reason to think about it any other way about that if you're going to be involved for 6 months. Guys on Twitter were buying up 1904 Amazon calls and 182 strikes. Huh. Maybe that's where is there a dividend thing? I know it expires today, that's for sure. Where's the stock at? Let's go back to Amazon. Amazon is at 76. Yeah. Well, it could get back up there. I mean, go look at intraday. When you're doing that, you have to look at the intraday math. Oh, Let's see, what else? Machines. Let's see. There's another one on there. What was the other one? Let's see. Let's see. Next we go to, what else did you say there? TSM. Let's check out TSM. I like hearing rumors. You know, sometimes there's truth to them, you know. It's well worth paying attention to. I agree. Let's see. Do we follow TSM? I think we've looked at it before, so let's take a look through here. Not there. We have ExxonMobil in there? Which one is this? There's ExxonMobil. Let's put TSM in there. I got to get out of here. Markets are getting ready to open up. I got to come up with a title too. Let's see what TSM looks like. TSM. Nope, we got to look it up. Add symbol. TSM. Look up. That looks familiar, that symbol. Here we come. Here we come. TSM. There it is. There it is there. And then right here, let's get the weekly on that. There we go. So TSM has been in a weekly sell since up in here in the 140 area. It's been a lot of sells. You know, it goes into sell right here. It was in a sell all the way to right there. And a buy for a few days, but still in the weekly sell. And then goes into, what do we got? You know, it climbs with it in a weekly sell and a daily sell. And now it's in the 130 area. So, you know, it's only been in a buy for 3 days out of the last month. It's mainly been banging down. And it's been in the sell since here. Right there. Alrighty, we're out of here. So I'll come up with a title. And everybody have a safe and smart weekend. So happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Have a safe and smart weekend. Moreover, any option on BTC halving. I haven't heard anything about that yet. Bitcoin. Wouldn't that be cool if they halved? I don't think the Bitcoin can itself. Maybe the ETF will. I don't know. That's a good question. All right, traders. Ta-ta.